On Instablogs Global Report today, we especially talk about the bomb blasts in India that are ripping major cities, one after the other. Our CJ has a different take on this, but that's to come later in the show. Welcome to Instablogs Global Report. This is Shivanjali with latest updates from all over the world. The headlines first. Japan's internal security is crumbling. Eve teasing rises in Egyptian streets. And war is providing jobs to Sri Lankan poor. As Indo-US nuclear deal approaches consummation, several bomb blasts have lacerated two of India's biggest cities. Is it a sign of Muslim protest against the deal? Our CJ has the details.
This is Anil, a citizen journalist reporting for Instablogs from India. India has been under the radar of terrorists for a long time, but never have we been such a communal motive behind such attacks. Most of the recent attacks are aimed at Muslim community. It's a bomb blast in a mosque or in a train heading to Pakistan. The message it gave was more of Muslims are being targeted as they are in minority. Secondly, attacks like the Bangalore one give a message that Muslims are behind such attacks. Anybody can see the signs. The nuclear deal was presented by politicians as anti-Muslim, and it has won the trust vote in parliament. The situation is really terrifying as people feel that enough gunpowder in the form of hate has been collected, and it only needs a lighter match to explode. It should be clarified that Muslim community as a whole condemns all such attacks. It is just the politicians who, for their personal gain, use the innocent public and defame the whole community.
Japan might be called as one of the safest countries in the world, but that is not the case anymore. Our CJ from Japan tells us more on the crumbling Japanese security.
This is Zach Pena, citizen journalist from Japan, reporting for Instablogs. Japan has long since been considered one of the safest countries in the world. However, their confidence and security have been slowly crumbling from the inside, wrought by a host of societal issues at play, including undeniably torturous survival conditions within the social and corporate hierarchy, and the common man's cultural obligation to repress their true feelings. No one can forget the indiscriminate nature of the recent unprovoked rampage in Tokyo's Akihabara district that left 7 dead. Again, the killer was a frustrated social burnout, a victim himself to the Japanese society. And then this week, it happened again, albeit on a much smaller scale. This rising type of crime shares some reoccurring psychological patterns, most commonly associated with suicide in a country with a notoriously high rate. And so, rather than examine and sensationalize the killers on the news, these crimes instead need to be recognized as a form of suicide and then treated with the same sensitivity.
Sexual abuses are proving to be cancer in the Egyptian society. The abuses in the streets are recurrent but less reported. Our CJ from Egypt has more on this.
This is Sarah Naguib, citizen journalist reporting from Egypt for Instablogs. Women in Egypt think twice before stepping in the streets where sexual harassment is a recurrent problem experienced by all on a daily basis, in public places and perhaps on every nook and corner. This is not only confined to verbal comments, but more often gets physical. The issue of sexual harassment is nerve-shattering for women in a patriarchal society that usually defends the harasser and blames women for wearing indecent outfits. This is highly exaggerated and gruesome as an explanation, particularly when 72% of the victims wear veils. Women even avoid reporting to police officers who often harass the victim herself. Some put economic woes as the potential reason for this. Men who can't afford marriage may be harassing women to quench their sexual desires. Nevertheless, the problem is proving to be the cancer in the Egyptian society, and one wonders if the government's legislation will curb it or putting Islamic dress code will prove to be a deterrent.
War benefits Sri Lankan poor. Well, that may sound insane, but a stark reality. Sri Lanka war has benefited thousands. For more details, our Sri Lanka CJ reports on this.
This is Vignesh, citizen journalist reporting from Sri Lanka for Instablogs. Sri Lanka war and its +10 history is nothing new for all of us. However, the coin has another side to it. The war here might have led to the vital deaths and destruction, but war itself has become the main job in many of Sri Lankan villages. After a quarter century of civil war between the government forces and ethnic Tamil rebels, fighting is so deep-rooted in this Indian Ocean island that it has become a carrier for tens of thousands seeking a path out of rural Sri Lankan border poverty. As LTTE fills their ranks forcibly north, government appetite for more recruits has gone up. As a result, the Defense Ministry recently sent a nationwide text message calling young patriots to come join the armed forces. Serving in army has given thousands of poor who could not make to ends meet a social status and a changed life from small shacks to modest concrete houses.
And if you want your voice to be heard by millions, let Instablogs be your platform. You can contact us at cj@instablogs.com. That's it in today's show. We'll be back with more updates and more voices. Till then, it's a goodbye from the entire team of Global Report.